Hey, this is JP from Dirigo Design and Development, and today we're going to be talking about a new feature in DirigoEdge called the Schema Builder. The Schema Builder is a really exciting new feature that empowers both developers and end users. It allows developers to use drag and drop controls to create full admin areas, which end users then interact with on the backend. This is really exciting because it gets end users out of writing raw HTML and into a field editor where each field is specifically designed for their content. It also provides a mechanism for developers to add constraints to their HTML templates so that end users are less likely to break their designs. So let's walk through a practical example. We recently developed TellurideSkiResort.com, which is a ski resort in Colorado. Telluride Ski Resort uses schemas in the backend very extensively. Now, schemas are entirely transparent to the users. Users instead interact with a field editor. So let's take a look at a promotion, for example. So let's create a new schema using these drag and drop controls. I'm going to call this schema promo, and any module can use this schema. Now I'll add 3 fields. I'm going to call them title, description, and image. I'm not going to add any length restrictions for the purposes of this demo, but I will make them all required. This also allows for conditional logic. So for example, if a user forgot to insert an image, you could have a fallback. As you can see, creating a schema is a very quick and simple process. So now let's take a look at the module. Typically, a user would edit the raw HTML on the backend. This can be confusing and error-prone for users who aren't accustomed to writing raw HTML. So what we can do instead is assign a schema and then let the user interact only with the Fields tab. That way we know our HTML will stay intact and the user edits just the fields that we want them to. As a developer, you simply use the labels of the fields in the schema editor in your HTML. This uses Mustache.js on the backend, so if you're familiar with that library, you'll be right at home. We can even lock down the HTML pane using the roles and permissions system. This way the user only ever sees the fields they need to edit and isn't even aware there's HTML, CSS, or JavaScript available. So we've seen how the schema editor can make editing modules much easier. We can use the same technique on content pages as well. This allows us to create entire admin areas that are content specific. For Telluride, we have lodging, vacation packages, press releases, and more. We really think that you and your users will really benefit from this tool. If you want to find out more, you can check us out at edge.dirigodev.com.